The Shrine of the Wailing Wind. Part 1. The Strange Wind on the Day of the Memorial. In the outskirts of Dongfeng village stood a small, neglected shrine near an old bamboo grove, separated from the village by a wide rice field, once built to worship a village deity. The shrine had long since fallen into disrepair. The villagers called it the Shrine of the Wailing Wind, because each night, the wind blowing through would carry sounds like someone crying or whispering in sorrow. The elders in the village often warned, "That shrine is cursed. Beneath it lies the spirit of a child who died unjustly and was never able to move on." On windy nights, you might hear the voice calling for someone's soul. But the younger folk, living in modern times, didn't believe in such tales. They thought it was just old people trying to scare them. Nam, a 22-year-old boy from the village, lived with his mother after his father's passing. Like many his age, Nam was obsessed with his phone, motorbike, and drinking sessions with friends. That evening happened to be his father's death anniversary, and his mother asked him to stay home and help with the offering. But his friends called him out for drinks, and Nam left, ignoring her plea. On his way back late at night, the wind howled violently. As he passed by the old shrine, he heard a faint whisper carried on the wind. "Nam, are you home yet?" Nam froze, his back covered in cold sweat. But then he laughed it off. "Must be the booze messing with my head." He revved the engine and sped off. But when he reached home, the lights were off, and his mother had gone to bed. As he walked in, the incense on his father's altar was burning, fresh and red, though he was sure no one had lit it. Nam was unsettled, but the alcohol dulled his concern. He collapsed onto the bed and drifted off. That night, he dreamt of his father, standing by the shrine, eyes filled with sorrow, pointing to the ground and whispering, "Don't go there. There's something. That's not human." Nam woke in the middle of the night drenched in sweat. Outside, the wind wailed through the bamboo again. And that same whisper returned, closer this time. Part 2. The Silent Stone and the Midday Voice. The next day, Nam told his friends. Hung, the boldest of them, laughed and said, "Ghosts? Come on. I bet there's nothing there. Let's go check it out tonight." Nam hesitated, but not wanting to look like a coward. He agreed. That night, 4 of them set out toward the shrine. The crescent moon hung above, casting pale light, and the wind whispered through the bamboo like someone breathing. In front of the shrine sat a large black stone, oddly shaped like a small child curled up, weeping. Old Mr. Tam, the village gravekeeper, had once called it the silent stone, saying that those who touched it would hear voices in their heads. But no one ever proved it. Hung laughed, then boldly placed his hand on the stone. Suddenly, he went dead silent. His face turned pale. He whispered, I heard a child's voice. It told me, go away. This is my place. Before anyone could respond, the shrine's door creaked open on its own. A foul stench wafted out, like that of rotting corpses, followed by the sound of tiny feet running on the ground. The four of them panicked and fled. But after that night, Hung was never the same. Part 3: The Spirit Child and the Curse of the Wind. Hung started sleep-talking at night, crying like a child, crawling on the floor, and sometimes laughing hysterically. His family called a spiritual master, who said, "Is being haunted by a spirit child, one that died unjustly and remains bound to this world." The villagers began to recall, during colonial times, that very site had been used to bury aborted or unwanted babies from local brothels. Later, the shrine was built over it to seal the curse. But with no one tending to it, the spirits had gathered into a demonic child, hungry for young souls to replace its own. Naam was terrified. He realized he had triggered something terrible. And worse, he too began hearing whispers at night. In his dreams, the stone called to him. A shrill child's voice echoed in his ears. "Brother, stay and play with me." Part 4: The Storm and an Unfinished Ending. Naam decided to return to the shrine alone, bringing oil, incense, and a small Buddha statue his mother gave him. He lit incense, knelt, and prayed for forgiveness, offering peace to the spirit. But just as he began chanting, a violent wind blew in. The shrine's door slammed shut, and the cries of children echoed all around. No one leaves, no one. The silent stone glowed faintly. In the whirlwind, Naam felt himself being pulled underground. In a brief moment of clarity, he saw dozens of faceless children crawling toward him, whispering, "Stay, and play with us." A burst of light shone from the Buddha statue. The wind stopped. The next morning, villagers found Naam unconscious outside the shrine gate, still clutching the statue. But the silent stone was gone. Hung recovered soon after, as if nothing had ever happened. But Naam was never the same. He grew quiet, often startled by the sound of wind. Someone once asked him, was it really a ghost? Naam only shook his head, whispering, "I still hear them, every time the wind blows through the roof."